Hi kittens, welcome back. 7 Heaven, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Y'all like this little candle? I'm holding it up both because she's pink and because of Frank, Incense, and Myrrh. Like they're a band. That's actually a great band name, but I like this little luck candle that will burn for this reading. I just found out one of the best places, best botanicas in my neighborhood is closing down, so I already went to stock up. I gotta get some more, but we gotta talk about Miss Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa. One kiss is all it takes. She's damned if she do, she damned if she don't. Pop star, gorgeous, obviously good karma. Like if you believe in karma, you believe Dua Lipa has good karma. To be that gorgeous, to be that rich, net worth like $120 million, birthday, 22nd August, 1995. So she's a Leo sidereal, Leo tropical, both zodiacs. And she just, last month, I think it was May 31st, married Callum Turner, handsome little English actor. He's born 15th of February 1990. So he's tropical Aquarius, sidereal Aquarius. And that was like the first I'd ever heard of him, the first I'd heard of them as a couple. Obviously, I have eyes and ears. I know who Miss Queen Dua is. But, I mean, they look like they're cute. They look like they're always having fun. They look like all they do is just fuck, eat good food, travel, listen to good music. I mean, they look like they have a good time. They're always like kissing each other. They're always smiling at each other. Like the pictures look great. Oh, Callum Turner, net worth $5 to $10 million. That was another thing I noticed when I was doing the research for this. So there's like a gap in the finances. Doesn't mean it's not genuine, but I'm like, how hard is it to love like perfect looking gal with like mega rich net worth? And I mean, he's rich in his own right, but the other thing that perked my ears about this, okay, so he used to date this girl named Victoria Biorroel. She's from Venezuela, and she's a makeup artist or something for the Kardashians. And even though Callum and Dua claim they met at like someone's dinner birthday party, this girl, the ex, claims that they met on like a double date for the first time. That Dua and Callum met on a double date while Callum was with Victoria and Dua was with someone else. And it reminds me of the episode of Sex and the City when Miranda gets the damn frog. Like she gets the frogs from the couple that she invites the guy to come stay with her who's like a friend or something, and then she already has a friend that she knows that's coming to decorate her house. So even though Miranda has a crush on the guy, the friend and the guy end up getting engaged within like a week. Oh, so funny. And then she ends up gifting them like the ugly frog that this interior decorator that Miranda was gonna give her, that Miranda was gonna buy from the interior decorator. It's so funny, y'all. I have to write what episode that is below, but anyway, what they say is how you get them is how you lose them. So let's see. Is Callum social climbing? Is Dua Lipa's life just perfect? When I see people with almost a perfect life like that, I'm like, go ahead, girl. Oh, okay. Well, let's take it out. It came out. 7 of Swords in reverse. So this is the sidereal Aquarius. And, also for Victoria. Yeah, she's the sidereal Aquarius too. Not me saying how you get them is how you lose them, and then 7 of Swords in reverse popping out. Okay, so on that end, I think there could be some jealousy from Callum's side just because his tendency to monkey branch might put that on her. And how funny too, because I'm like, these people are so rosy, but you know, it is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with people being young, having their fun. Nothing has to last forever, but this tells me on his end specifically with the double Aquarius that there's some at least concern about sneaking around just because maybe they know each other's tendencies. I wasn't expecting this reading to start that way. Boop. Boop. Even their relationship at its worst, though, has to be better than some people's at its best. Just even, she tagged like 130 companies on her Google Maps. Can we clarify that Seven of Swords in reverse, please, Spirit? Also, if I haven't told you, I'm grateful for y'all to be here. Six of Swords in reverse. Work disparity. I wasn't expecting this either. We got a lot of reverse cards. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this either. I think there's just like suspicions on his end. Another swords card, just like he is just like, I mean, we asked about social climbing, and this is quite literally climbing a ladder. You'd never ask tarot anything because you'll get an answer. You'll get an answer. I think it's different than he thinks, though, because now instead of life getting easier, I think that there's unexpected challenges for him, part of which is just seeing like how much star power she has, because even though he's great and he has mondo options to cheat, she might have even more. And it's so funny, y'all. I really didn't expect this reading to start at all that way. And the vibes from their picks I've gotten were always sweet. But I do think that just like in light of thinking about maybe how they met, there is just that aspect of like, oh shoot. You know, I'm thinking about maybe like a better life for myself. And I don't think that's bad. Like, I don't think someone thinking about how a marriage is going to impact their life is bad. But I do think that he didn't expect to be a little jealous of the options that she has, because she also doesn't need him. And he also didn't expect things to be a little more difficult, because you know, you think it's easy street when you're just marrying this beautiful woman of a certain stature, but I think that work-wise, it's a little more difficult than he thought, this whole ladder climbing thing. Interesting story at the beginning, Spirit. What else can you tell us? Can we have one card? I mean, that's just like reading what came out. Can we have one card that represents her feelings towards him in the connection? Miss Dua, Spirit, please. Okay, well, these kind of, okay, this one, okay, and this, oh, that is her, that is her, but it did come out in reverse, so obviously, like, we see this globe here, international renown, but the reverse for her, again, double Leo energy, so we have fire on both ends. That's kind of telling me she did not plan this, and it wasn't always, she wasn't like the I need to be married by a certain age gal. Everything went kind of quick. For her, it's giving whirlwind romance. Very passionate, but it was not planned. And that, at least by her standards, makes it a little more genuine. I think the globe, too, representing just like that kind of worldly knowledge, ninth house matters. Literally, they were on the same page. He made a joke about that. Them being on the same page. So for her, it's like, yeah. It made me think of the Page of Wands too. But it's very much that, oh, I didn't plan this, but this feels like the universe is conspiring it. So I'm gonna go with that passion. And being a Leo, and he's kind of like hyping her up, with all that Aquarius energy, fanning the flames. That's another thing. Leo and Aquarius are opposite signs. So even though Miss Victorious, Or Vanessa, oops. He has another ex named Victoria. Vanessa Villarreal? It's Victoria Villarreal and Vanessa Kirby. So Victoria, she's part Pisces, part Aquarius, depending on which zodiac you use. So I think there's just a distinct difference there in the understanding. But with Dua Lipa being that Leo, and with Callum being the Aquarius, he's fanning her flames. And it's that attention she always wanted, but just didn't plan to get it like this. So it's very unexpected. But it's also like she dreamed of traveling the world with somebody, and this is fulfilling that dream. Like he didn't find someone who was on the same page enough to be like, oh yeah, girl, like let's go, before. So like, he's really, sorry y'all. He's really, I don't know, her perfect companion, just in terms of like, oh, this is someone I can take with me to do anything. And this is somebody who like, really sees the world the way that I see it. Okay, yeah, that's her. Can we have a card that represents his energy and the connection for her, please? Callum, Spirit. Ooh, okay. Ooh, strength. I mean, oh, that's so funny because I feel like that's a little more Miss Dua. Can we clarify? And can we just like get a card specifically for him? Because the Leo energy is more her, and maybe she makes him feel larger than life, and that's what that's about. Specifically, she makes him feel larger than life because suddenly everyone's giving a fuck about him internationally. Okay. Right. So the Justice in reverse and that Queen of Wands in reverse. So yeah, it's like it's not a karmic reversal, but for him, it's like it's a reversal of fortune like he's never quite had before. Because there's not been somebody who's like, there's not been someone who like balanced the scales as much with him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like there hasn't been someone that's just been like, oh, well, I'm as equal footed in the connection as you are. And I think that's exciting to him, but it makes him nervous. And that's part of why he wanted to marry a little bit quicker, because he can feel that the scales are balanced, which to him makes them feel a little bit imbalanced, but they both very much enjoy that element of the relationship, that they've kind of like, they've met their energetic match in a way. And even this, like, I don't get that it's like, oh, there's like a lack of passion, but I do get that, okay, this isn't, he don't stifle her, but she does use a lot of her energy, making him kind of feel like that big guy. And then I'm getting that there is some like, okay, yeah, like she reassures him, because when there's a kind of a discrepancy in power in that way, sometimes the person with less power in the situation might want to be reassured. But she doesn't do anything to make him doubt. She's just that fabulous. So sometimes it's like, oof, this is a little more work than I thought. Messing with a queen. But you know, that is like the, ooh, I want some. He very much wants her power and she empowers him. Can we get a card? Okay. Is Callum, are they endgame, or is it just more of like a fun in the meantime? Is it a siphoning energy? Can you tell us what's the fate of it? What's its purpose? Sometimes things have a purpose and it's a lesson. Sometimes it's to have fun. And I don't think it's even up to us to take those things personally. What's the purpose? I can always do a part 2, y'all, but what's the purpose? What's the end game, Spirit? Ooh. King of Swords. Can you clarify that? Star in the back. Can you clarify that, please, Spirit? Ooh, another one. The commitment. One more. Right, I mean, the commitment. Hierophants for a long time. King of Swords. One more, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. And the Queen of Cups. I mean, ooh, 5 of Wands. It looks like lasting commitment, at least in the interim. Can we get a split deck? Let's do a part 2, transformative. Transformative, that Scorpio energy. Someone comes out of this relationship absolutely different than the way they went into it. And maybe we find that out in part 2. Maybe that's Victoria coming through. Ready to get the scythe and get her man back. Watch part 2 if it happens, y'all. Comment, like, subscribe. Get a personal. Peace.